Robert back here, Bluegrass Bushcraft. Got you another update on the tiny camper build. Okay, if you remember from the last video, my plywood had warped from the rain. The rain had caught me off guard. Well, I put this tarp on here and tarped it over. And last night the rain really came in really heavy. It poured the rain non-stop. It seemed like all night long. And most of the morning it's poured the rain. But it's slacked off now, just a good heavy sprinkle. But come out here and to my surprise, my tarp is held up. The wind didn't tear it up. I mean, it's just very unusual for where I live. This is the windiest place. I mean, there's nothing to block the wind here. We get a lot of straight line winds. And so I was tickled the tarp held up. Okay, the tarp held up, but this old tarp, I've had it a few years. My buddy Larry gave this to me several years ago. Huge tarp. I love it. It's been a good one. But it's got a couple of leaks in it now on the seam there, it looks like. I've got one little wet spot here, but it don't look like it's been leaking very long because I don't see anything getting warped yet, so apparently it hasn't leaked long. And then here on the corner under the seam here, I've got another little wet spot, which that was already warped from the previous rain. I'm gonna have to, actually, I'm getting ready to turn this thing off. I'm headed to the hardware store right now. I'm gonna pick me up some more screws, get some screws closer together. And had a viewer, I think it was Craig, Mark, I think it was Mark, commented that I should put a 2x4 across through there and screw it down while it's wet like that, where it's warped, and it will to straighten that back out, which I should have already thought about that, but I didn't. So that's really great advice. So I plan on doing that as soon as I go get back from the hardware store with some more screws. Okay, I did, but I didn't at the same time, making a lot of accomplishments on this today. It poured the rain this morning, so I didn't come out, and finally slacked down, and I come out, worked on it a while. As you can see, I've added deer antler handle, changed out my barrel bolt. I'd like to have a smaller one, but it's the only one I could find that I can put a lock on, so I can put a padlock on that. So works pretty good. You see I've got the Burns-O-Matic burning in there. Didn't have to dry the plywood, but I originally started out on this. I had this coffee can of black screws, and I put all this plywood on with the black screws. So that's took a lot of my time here. Got to thinking about it, and then we'll probably drywall screws. I don't want to come out here in a few weeks and rust be running all up and down the thing. So I've switched all these screws out to a galvanized decking screw, and put them a lot closer together. Got it down pretty good. I repositioned my step ladder up here to put a higher point near the seam of the tarp where it's leaking, and so far it's running off pretty good. Put my little buddy heater out here, and I got the lantern going inside. It's heating the inside, and this is heating the outside, and it dried out pretty good, and I was able to bring all the places down where the warped where it got wet. So it turned out pretty good. I'm going to reposition the step ladder done pretty good. I mean, we got one little leak now that the rain's coming heavy. And I think that right there is sweat from the propane. That's what it looks like. The tarp may be leaking too, but I think most of it's, yeah, it's a sweat from the propane. And I'd like to work on it some more today, but I work nights and I got to get some sleep. It's my bedtime. Pretty close. By the time I get my tools picked up, it's going to be my bedtime. So, all right, y'all know the routine. Like, share, subscribe. God bless.